Evening people, evening, welcome back to the channel. So tonight, round 2 of P1RCs Porsche Cayman Cup. So we're in the, obviously, the Porsche Caymans. So round 2 live from Deep Forest. We've got two 20-minute races. We have a 5-minute qualifier just before that. I'm still in practice mode at the minute. Second race grid drawn out by me. So I do the reverse grid random number thingamajig for that one, for race 2. So racing mediums have got to be used, but racing hards have to be used for the top 3 from race 1 in race 2, if that makes sense. So if you take first, second or third in race 1, then you have to have the hard tyres on for race 2. So no bop on and no tuning on for this one either. So yeah, Deep Forest, tricky little circuit. Little bit of merch still available, people. Plenty of stickers, but very few t-shirts. So hit me up, darksmoker@googlemail.com if you want any of that stuff. Again, not many t-shirts left, probably a medium and plenty of smalls. That's about it at the minute. Right, let's get ourselves in. Evening, how are we doing? All right. So turn the sound on before I forget. So how many have got in the room? 14 out of 16. Hold on. Let me talk about some scores. Why did I just bypass that? Okay, quickly before we get into this qualifying. So Dylan leads the way with 35 points. HKRT Kevin right behind him with 34 points. Mocking Weeks 29 points in third. Midas in fourth with 24 points. We've got Ginger Imposter with 23 points. In fact, joint fifth alongside HKRT Manos. 23 points for both of those. P1 Pilgrim in 7th with 20 points. Bypassing those scores. What's going on? Ice Chand in 8th then with 20 points as well. Is that another joint? Jibbity Jam? Yes, it is. Pilgrim and Ice Chand joint 7th then with 20 points. Obi-Wan 18 points for 9th. Captain Pugwash in 10th with 17 points. We've got Tyre Slayer in 11th with 15 points. Nick Vick in 12th with 11 points. Tree Many Numbers in 13th with 8 points, and Skippy was asleep last week, so he doesn't get any points. And I've got to tell myself off. I've got to see, I told you I'd do it, right? Last week in the stream, when we were talking about the liveries and going around the liveries, I, for some reason, said they were HKRT Manos's creations. They weren't. They were HKRT Kevin's. Alright, don't do it again. Alright, mate. Alright, done. We've got that out of the way. Okay. So if you're listening, tell me the sound's coming through okay. Again, I'm just trying to keep the mic here. When I turn away, it changes and stuff. So when I'm looking at the different screens, it might change a little bit, but hopefully it's a little bit clearer now. The mic's a bit closer and right in front of my goal, so to speak. So still in practice mode. Who have we got in the room? We have got Obi-Wan, we have got Midas Alani, there is Manos, who didn't make the liveries. There's HKRT Kevin, that did make the liveries. Right. Sturpan, who wasn't in the conversation at all, even though he's got HKRT in his name, nothing to do with it. Nick Vick is also in the room. Ginger Imposter, Tyre Slayer. Oh, Mocking Weeks getting ready for qualifying then. Oh no, Lee's Tremendous has left the room. Ginger Imposter, Tyre Slayer, Mocking Weeks, Captain Pugwash, GT7 Dylan, Pilgrim, and me at the bottom. So not sure where Tree's gone. hopefully coming back. It seems to be still a bit of a thing with these lobbies. They can just, I know when we sort of finish races, drivers just sort of automatically get kicked out. Not all of them, but every now and then a driver or two gets automatically kicked out of the lobby for no reason. Doesn't happen every week, doesn't happen every lobby. We don't know. Been far too glitchy for far too long, this game. There is a P1 Don joining the room. Hopefully we get Tree back as well, unless he's just drop kicked his modem out the window or something, I don't know. Don't vape. Don't vape into the mic. Deafen you lot. So that's running okay. Still in qualifying again, just see if there's anything coming up in the chat. Is Lee coming back again? Has he just had his internet drop out or something daft? Okay, so Don was just putting his slippers on, the old racing slippers. We'll if you're into the sim racing, you'll find that, you know, shoes, yeah, all well and good, but good pair of slippers, oh, comfy, just nothing better than a pair of slippers for sim racing. Okay, so it is just a short 5-minute quali. Why does that look so much like an Audi TT? It's not, it is a Porsche. So yeah, it is HKRT Kevin that made a lot of these liveries, not HKRT Manos. He's allowed the boys to use them as the good old John Player special livery. Obi-Wan already found himself with a penalty. In the Porsches this week, tricky little car to drive. Some drivers getting on really well with it, some drivers not getting on well with it at all. Oh, those tyres are big. So, just warming them up. Again, we're on an out lap, so nobody's racing here really. Trying to find that little bit of room. They've managed to do that before they're coming around to the last few corners. Let's just get that nonsense on quickly. Oh, penalty. Too late to lose that now, I think. I don't know where the penalty zone is on this track. Probably right here. No, right. Back straight one, isn't it? It's got to be down the back edge. So we go into these hot laps then. Fortunately we're on board with a penalty holder, not that that should make any difference. So through turn one then, great big long sweeping left hairpin up the hill through the S's, great big curves to throw yourself around on here. The car's a little bit unsettled. The little bridge then, turning right again. A few more wiggles as we run back down the hill a little bit. Into one of those corners again. Just got to be careful you don't pick up those penalties. Running a little bit too wide, carrying too much speed through. Probably what Nick Vick picked up that penalty for. And onto this back straight now, we're going to see those penalty losses. See the bar in front on Obi-Wan starting to light up yellow. That means it's getting closer to penalty zone, which you can see two little yellow markers. Here we go. Brakes automatically get applied, and then back you go. Trying to get that lap in then. Hard on the brakes to this hairpin at the bottom of the hill. Just to push through the long S down here. The second part of it a little bit tricky at the bottom. That's exactly where picked up his penalty through this corner. There you go. So time started to come in then. It is a GT7 Dylan on pole currently, 135.8. Sturpham in second. Third currently. Pilgrim in fourth, just as I say that. Midas Alani comes through to snatch third off of him. So Ginger Costa pushed down to fourth. So we're already at 4 minutes. That's going to be too much last lap for everybody. Pilgrim in fifth then, Tyre Slayer sixth. Wash in seventh, we've got Michael Weeks in eighth, Vic in ninth, Obi-Wan 10th, Manos in 11th. Again, that's a risky move through there. Possibly corner you're going to pick penalties up if you get all four wheels over that white line. Kevin currently rolling around at the back. Don't expect to see him there for too much longer. Pilgrim go through then, possibly looking to pick up a bit of a toe off of him. Forest. The circuit again just can be a little bit tricky through those S's. The cars seem to be quite planted through here, to be honest. Again, Dylan just picking up that toe off of Pilgrim in front. With a half a second penalty just as we come across the line. We see that Obi-Wan has taken pole, 135.828 then on the clock for him, which is 13 thousandths quicker than GT7 Dylan. That is it. 5 minute qualifier done. Dylan drifting that Porsche with a half a second penalty. It's going to work out for him this time. Lani's finished, Jim Poster's finished. Is that coming towards the line? That's got to be HKRT. No, it's not. It's P1 Don putting in the time, but he stays 12th. Kevin as well, starting in 13th. That's surprised me, that has. I'm sure he was probably doing some decent laps somewhere. Everybody? No, we've still got Dylan and Pilgrim. Dylan's lost his penalty. Pilgrim's picked up a penalty. Fortunately for Pilgrim, that means a full second he loses when he crosses the line with that half a second penalty. It won't give you anything less than half a second. Can Dylan make up all that time though? And no, he stays second, so it is going to be Obi-Wan on pole for race 1, Dylan in second. There are those qualifying results then. Obi in first, Dylan second, Sturpham third, Midas Alani in fourth, Ginger Poster fifth, Nick Vick sixth, Mocking Week seventh, Pilgrim in eighth, Manos in ninth, we've got Tyre Slayer 10th, Pugwash in 11th, Don in 12th, and Kevin in 13th. Again, Tree disappearing. Hopefully he can get himself back in for race 2. Let's hope. Tree got pedal issues. Ah, okay. God damn it. Tech issues, unfortunately. Equipment problems. Bigger hammers. That's what you need. Let me just move that so I can see what's happening in that chat instead of looking at it through a bottle of water. Why is Obi-Wan getting question marks? Right, here we go then. Race 1 of the evening about to kick off. 20 minutes here at Deep Forest. You've seen the circuit. Hopefully they can all get through those twisty turnies and these first couple of laps cleanly. Let's see, lights go on then. Decent start by Dylan, good start by Obi-Wan as well. Who's that was left? Midas Alani had a little bit of a poor start. Top three with a tiny bit of a gap. Dylan then uses that inside line to take the lead off of Obi-Wan, just pushes him wide. He goes then, Obi in second. Sturpan now having a look at that second position from Obi. Obi's ruled himself off track already, picking half a second penalty. That's a dent early on. Midas Alani comes storming through there as well. And Porsches a little bit twitchy when they get a bump. Alani almost gone. There he is, having to drive around the outside of that turn. Let's push back to fourth. Will end up in a line then for the time being. It is Dylan that's managed to get himself out front. He's pulled almost a second from Sturpan now, who's got himself into that second position. Let's see what happens to Obi when he loses this penalty. Many drivers, again, very early on, drivers pretty close behind him. They've got half a second, so it's hopefully not too bad. There goes Gigi Imposter, Midas Alani having a look as well. Nick Vick having a little look up the inside. 3 places lost then for Obi. Oh, Manos getting a little bit pushy with Mocking Weeks there. Kicking up at the back here as well. Captain Pugwash gone. A little bit of a bump and a barge through there. Look at this, Dylan escaped, Sturpan escaped. Second between those two, 1.4 between first and second. Midas Alani has got himself into third. Just gets himself in front of Ginger Imposter before turn one. Obi comes through far too quickly, takes out Ginger Imposter, sticks the brakes on. Nick Vick now finds himself with half the second penalty. Ginger Imposter just having a little bit of a tumble there with Obi. Obi did slam the brakes on, knew he'd done the wrong thing. Not intentional. Unfortunately, that's dropped him all the way down to 11th position. Those drivers being so close so early on. Still clearly not in a good position. Manos drops to 13th. Maybe did Manos see the error of his ways? Lose a load of positions, giving that place back to Mocking Weeks, maybe? The car will go back through the field though. 2 minutes in, nearly 3 minutes in. Weeks 9th. Slayer all over the back of Ginger Imposter. Losing a penalty through there. Mocking Weeks gets his way past Tyre Slayer. Losing a penalty through there as well. Oh, Mocking Weeks gets tagged a little bit. I think Nick Vick maybe not quite seeing him there, just caught his nose. Towards the front end, Pilgrim finds himself with a half a second penalty. Dylan is just disappearing at the minute, 1.4 seconds up the road from Sturpan. Not putting that time down at the minute, they are both pulling time from Midas Alani currently. She's a little bit loose on that rear end. Kevin, through all the chaos and mayhem, has found himself in 4th position. Didn't need to race from the back. Riders having a bit of a crash and bang together has allowed him to just drive through. Pilgrim's got himself bolted right onto the tail end of him though, so got a half a second penalty to lose. Imposter is in 6th, Nick Vick right behind him in 7th. Mocking Weeks into 8th, Tyre Slayer 9th. Pugwash in 10th, Manos in 11th. Obi-Wan in 12th, Don 13th. So, not, Obi-Wan had driven himself on track just there as well, but he's managed to keep it on. Looks like a lot of drivers are going through that turn and picking up a penalty. There you go, Captain Pugwash just showing us exactly what happened. All 4 wheels off the track on that corner. And yeah, there you go, half a second penalty. So back to the front then, Dylan. 1.3, he's lost a tenth or two to Sturpan. Nothing concerning just yet, not within slipstream range. Still holding that 1.9 seconds between themselves and Midas as well. And Kevin fourth, managed to drop Pilgrim, he had that half a second penalty to lose himself. Here we go, pile of drivers, Ginger Costa, Nick Vick, Motley Weeks and Tyre Slayer. Nick Vick goes for a lunge around the outside of Ginger Costa, and we're looking to cut back up in the inside. There he goes. Again, that corner just a little bit pushy through there from a couple of drivers. You know, it's not intentional again, just the nature of the corner. You can catch around. Nick Vick then moves through to 6th. Ginger Costa 7th. Motley Weeks right behind him in 8th, dragging Tyre Slayer along as well. Themselves on a bit of a chase cam with Tyre Slayer. Just this train of drivers. Oh, little touch there from Tyre Slayer. Yeah, just exploring those track limits can cost you. There's the corner where everyone's picking up penalties. Everybody taking a tight line through there, almost cost Captain Pugwash. Inside track limits, almost spun himself off track. Oh sorry, Nick Vick, not Captain Pugwash. Forward with Tyre Slayer, then we see Motley Weeks and apologies, Ginger Costa. They both carried too much speed through there though, off at the hairpin. Tyre Slayer almost past Ginger Costa. Inside line into this next turn as Tyre Slayer. Next to each other, still no for these two. Weeks being left in the dust at the minute. Still got the inside coming into turn 1. What can Ginger Costa do here? Nothing. He's had to drop behind. A great bit of racing for those two. You don't want to be going for the move through here. So can they close back up with Nick Vick then? What's happening up front? Dylan starting to open that gap back up again then. Tyre not showing up really at the minute. 7 minutes in, little tiny red line on those mediums. 2-second gap that Dylan's got over Sturpan. Big gap between himself and minus the line as well. That's grown to 2 seconds plus. Is Kevin in 4th, just 1.6 seconds behind Midas. The big team then. Again, no teams, just for fun. The big drivers get themselves decent positions at the minute. Kevin just looking to get himself on those podium steps. Everybody looking to hunt down Dylan for that top spot. He's still pulling a little bit of time though in 1st. In 4th, Pilgrim in 5th, 2.4 seconds back himself. There's Nick Vick in 6th. Ginger Costa not managed to get his way past him or close to him yet. Still got Tyre Slayer filling his rear view mirrors. Manos has got his way back past Motley Weeks. Oh, apologies, I've pressed that button for no apparent reason at all. Motley Weeks gets it back up the inside, does he? Just about gives him room. S's then on turn 1. Nowhere for Manos to go through there. Motley's car right on the apex. Almost clipping the wall through there again. Nowhere to go through this long right-hander. There's an awful lot of time if you go for overtakes through there. Could cost you an awful lot of time in terms of crash as well. Back up this long back straight then. Weeks all over the back of Tyre Slayer here. He's going to bug draft, or is he just going to go straight for the move? Oh, a little bit of a bug draft. You see Motley Weeks go for a lunge up the inside at the hairpin. He backed off. Got it wrong through this corner. Lap before as well. Oh, contact. No, Motley Weeks. Look, that's respect shown. Look. Tyre Slayer to get back up to speed. Motley Weeks then puts the accelerator down, but that's both of their races in the bin now, unfortunately. Dylan still stretching that gap open up front. Still through those corners again, all 4 wheels off the track. depending where you are, it doesn't always give you a penalty, but if it deems it as a shortcut, then it will give you a penalty. And Dylan just making it look easy at the minute. 2.3 seconds ahead of Sturpen. Solani's 2.3 seconds behind him. Kevin's brought that time down by about half a second. He has found himself with a half a second penalty. So he's closing up to Solani through here. Gets a little kick out there himself. All that time is going to be lost when he comes up to these two yellow markers. Next tunnel section. Time goes from 1.7 seconds up to 1.4, 1.5, pretty much by the time they hit the breaking point. The work to do for Kevin then, just over that halfway mark, 11 minutes into race 1, 20-minute race here at Deep Forest. Had incidents and accidents all over the place. Oh, that was Manos spinning it out through that corner, maybe getting a little bit wobbly through there. Pilgrim looking at him through these last couple of corners. So line into turn 1 then for Pilgrim. Do through there, just hope to carry the speed on the way out, try and have a look back, but coming into these S's again, just nowhere to go really through here, just going to lose so much time if you do battle. A little bit of bumping. Robin is racing, he's not shoving people around corners, we're okay with that. We don't like push to pass, that's what we don't like. Pushing people wide at turns just so we can get the inside line. And no, that's not racing. This is the corner where everyone's picking up a penalty, everyone's hugging the curves, turning that car in as quick as they possibly can. Here we go, Manos all over the back of Pilgrim again then. Pilgrim hugging that left hand side of the circuit. Holding the attacking line on the way in, slings himself over to the racing line. Oof. Manos using as much of the curve as possible to keep himself in touch with Pilgrim, but they're going to have to go round again. There you go, all four wheels off the circuit on that little hairpin. It's cost him half a second, so again, doesn't matter what he does now, he can catch up with Pilgrim, overtake him. Then he's going to lose that place back by the time they come onto that back straight again. Right, let's have a run through then. So Dylan obviously still leading now, 3.2 seconds on the road. Sturpen still holding second. Solani not managed to close that gap up. Kevin has brought that time back down again. So back into the 0.7 second gap. Going after losing that penalty. There he goes, doing it again. Look, picking up another full second. Catching a few of the drivers out there. Ginger Imposter having a little race of his own in 5th. Got Pilgrim in 6th. 81 in 7th, also with a penalty. Pugwash in 8th with a penalty. Don in 9th, no penalty. Tyre Slayer in 10th. Weeks in 11th after there, a little bit of touchy. Vic in 12th. Manos with a half a second penalty as well in, Weeks in 11th. Manos in 12th. What's happening with the sound there, people? It's going a bit weird. Look at this, pulling more time, 3.8 seconds then Dylan. Carrying the speed through these turns. Kevin losing that second penalty then. Drops to 1.6 seconds between fellow countryman Solani. Not happy with somebody. Oh, Kevin, no, Kevin. So, was looking to hunt down the third position. But we just catch him putting his car back on the track after getting it all wrong. He is miles behind Midas Alani, 6.1 seconds. Now got Ginger Foster for company in fifth behind him, just 1.6 seconds. No damage on Kevin's car, so it'll still be up to full race pace. Now Ginger Foster has got somebody to hunt down. Too much of a gap then in the last 4 minutes for Kevin to chase back down Midas Alani, not without some mistakes in those drivers in front. He'll be in 7th, clean of penalty this time. Dom 8th, Captain Pugwash in 9th, Mockleweeds 10th, Tyre Slayer 11th, Manos in 12th, not happy. Oh, you know, no, I'm not calling you out, Manos, but it has been a teeny bit bumpy. I've seen it from a lot of drivers. Maybe not been pushy, not been, you know, brutal, but there's been taps. Maybe it's been against one driver far too many times this race. I don't know. Maybe it's just been next to somebody pretty much the whole way round or whatever. Field strung out a little bit now then as we come to the latter stages of race 1. Again, drivers still not realising where the track limits are and still picking up those penalties. The tyre wear not really an issue, that's not causing any kind of problems. Just cheating, all of them. It's not JPS, it looks like JPS but it's not JPS. Vic, he's having a tumble with, is it? Alright. Oh no, we find Obi-Wan just putting his car back on the track as well. He just managed to weave his way through the field to about 6th or 7th. Gets that corner wrong, bins it, picks up a little bit of damage. Tyre Slayer comes up behind him and goes, here you go mate, have a little bit of a helping hand up the road. There you go, nudge. Gives him a sugar up mouse in 12th in with a second penalty now. 5-second penalty. Look at this, the gap Dylan's managed to find. 6.2 seconds over Sturpen, 6.3. That's Alani. Mirror's clear now of HKRT Kevin. That's a slight breath of slight relief. Countryman or not, having a Kevin storming up behind you is a little bit intimidating, very fast driver. Holding that fifth again, just having a little bit of a lonely one, just got to keep plugging around for the next couple of minutes. Similar second half of the race for Pilgrim here. Let me plug my pad in before we lose full control. Dom in 7th, but he has got a mirror full of cars. Captain Pugwash and Mockleweeds both looking for a way through here. Mockleweeds finds his way past Captain Pugwash. Corner, everyone's picking up penalties. No penalties for these three though this time. Wash still getting slipstream down here. He's just picking up a bit of a toe from P1 Dom in front. So into the final minute. Closing up on Pilgrim as well. He's appeared out of nowhere. I think losing that penalty in the tunnels on the way down. It's going to cost him. Not too far again. Only been doing this 5 years, people. Only been doing this 5 years. It's, you know. So just keep an eye on Dylan for this last lap. So we've got 15 seconds on the clock, so he's just got to put it around this circuit one more time, and he doesn't seem to have put a foot wrong yet, even when he was chased down a bit closer by these drivers, but Sturpan unfortunately has just not been able to stick with the pace of Dylan. as well. Kept up with Sturpan pretty much. He's only lost about a second and a half over that entire 20-minute race. He's still holding that fourth as well. Just got to be careful, he doesn't give him a penalty for all rules off the track there. Looks like he got away with that one. Towards the line. We have got a driver that has just crossed the line, probably Manos, I can imagine. Yes, it is. So he comes home in 12th. Dylan up towards the line then. Confident win for him tonight. 6.3 seconds by the time he comes across the line. First place in race one, then Sturpan as well. Decent race from him. Second place, not a foot wrong really, just not able to stick with the pace of Dylan. Solani, good race from him, holding that third position. Kevin, got to say, starting from the back, had a little bit of a battle. Penalty, still held fourth. Decent race from him. Ginger Poster taking fifth as well. Coming over in the sixth, he does hold that one. Backwards. Don comes home at seventh. Captain Pugwash takes eighth. Pilgrim ninth. Obi-Wan taking 10th. Tyre Slayer 11th. What happened to you, Tyre Slayer? Not sure. Not sure. There is Dylan on the top spot of the podium. So yeah, Nick Vick just coming back in the chat then after Manos's little bit of what's going on, what happened. Nick Vick just saying he came across me. Nothing he could do. Nothing he could do. I didn't see the incident. Can't comment on it. Just don't want there to be beef. No beef. No beef in the PlayStation chat. Get in the YouTube chat. Beef in there. Right. I've got to do spinning wheel of doom. Random number generator. Okay. How many have we got? Why is there 15 drivers? Shut up, Pugwash. Right. Alright, okay. So, Pugwash give me grief like he does every week, regardless of what number I pick. Alright? Right, so I've got to do a random number generator between 8 and, in fact, that's what I was doing. Nope. How many drivers are actually driving? Because there's me, so we've got 14 drivers. He's just turned the trees back. He's bashed his pedals back into life. Good. That's right, mocking. Save it for later. Right, so we've got 5 minutes. So I've got to do a random number generator. I get to pick, well, the algorithms do, but I get to put in the numbers 8, just here, look, boop, and 14, because there's 14 drivers in the lobby, and it's from 8 back. Right, it says number 1 on screen on the big number, and then it says 8 in the minimum, 14 in the maximum. I'm going to show you it so you know I'm not cheating, because I know. Right. Right, look. So 1 at the top, 8 in the small, 14 in the big. Alright, now I generate boop. Oh that's not good. There you go. I know, Pugwash. Alright, it's come up with a 9. Watch. You ready? I'll just get a wrong from Pugwash. I bet he's got it lined up. Pow! He's already pressing off. R2's being hammered right now, so he can get wrong. The reason I went oh was because when I turned the phone around from showing you, I pressed 7, and it went to, instead of maximum being 14, it was 147, and it picked a 102, which, so he's listening, and he's going, no, I'm not going to say wrong, I'm going to say right. Cheeky, I'll tell you what. I don't even know, Pugwash, I don't even know what to say to that. I'm offended. Did you come in 9th? Manos, not Minos. Oh, they're still there. Still there, punch up. But like Mocking says, it's not for the PlayStation chat. We don't want to see the rage and the anger in the PlayStation chat. Get in the Facebook chat. Rant all you want then. Send sweary memes. We don't care. Call the names out. You haven't got to censor anything. Yeah, it wasn't Midas. Midas was up front. So race 2 at, what did he say, 43 minutes past. Another 20 minutes here at Deep Forest, but reverse grid, except places 8 and 9, which are now reverse grid. Well, it's random. The numbers I pick, 8 to 14, it's the drivers between 8 and 9 that get randomised, and being as you can only randomise them really one way, it's a reverse grid for those two. Just a normal reverse grid for everyone else. But top 3 from race 1. So Dylan, Midas Alani and Sturpan all have to stick the hard tyre on. You'll put the hard tyre on. We'll be checking. Trees managed to bash his pedals back into life, so he'll start. Unfortunately, I think they'll probably make him start from the back of the grid, even behind the drivers, maybe even behind the drivers on the hard tyres. Captain Pugwash, can I play my joker? I don't know what your joker is. It's not my lobby. His joker will be an F1 car, watch. Tyre Slayer. Should have emphasised the R. Should have used R. That's what that. But still, spot on timing that was. Okay, reverse grid race just about to start. Then when it lets me in the lobby. I do like well-timed comedy. Got tired today, people. Apologies for yawning. Right, here we go then. Race 2. Wait for these lights to go on. Captain Pugwash giving us a flash of the lights, so no. Starting 9th then. Lights go on. We wait for them to drop. Hopefully everyone gets away well. No false starts. It is a decent start by everybody. There we go then. Pilgrim leading us down towards turn 1. 4 wide through there. Mockins pulling his way through. Captain Pugwash and Don looking for a way past as well. Captain Pugwash actually happy with the number I pulled out, the random number generator tonight. I don't know whether 90 is lucky number, but it has no effect on his position tonight. Don in 3rd, then Mockins 4th, Kevin into 5th already. We will be checking those tyres as we go through the field. Junior Foster in 6th. There is Midas Alani first, and drives on that hard tyre. Dylan in 8th, also on that hard tyre, and there is Sturpan on that hard tyre. So no cheats in race 2 yet. Obi-Wan doing alright in 10th. Tyre Slayer 11th, Manos in 12th. Vic 13th, and Tree, yes, good started from the back of the pack. But he is racing again. Pedals seem to be working. Doesn't seem to be any fluctuation on his throttle at the minute. Just brakes line. Yeah. Feather. Yeah. Stop the throttle. Yeah. Oh, looks good. So Porsche leading them. Pilgrim has got it all wrong. A bit of a gap as well, a full second over Dom. Dom's finding himself with a half a second penalty as well. Kevin's in third, not for long. Kevin's in second. He's got the inside line coming into turn one here. He's got a wing. He's got more than a wing up the inside of Dom. He's going to have to leave the door open as well. Mocking Weeks sees the opportunity and sneaks his way through as well. Mike Solani tries to have a little bit through turn one. Quite work into the S's. Dom just having to stay out of the way a little bit. Very close to being side by side coming into those S's. He's going to lose a position or two when he loses that penalty. Jimmy Costa in a place where he could come past as well. Pilgrim drops down to 7th position. Dillon to 8th. Obi-Wan 9th. Sturman 10th. Manos in 11th. Driftertronic through there. Tyre Slayer in 12th. Vic finds himself with a penalty early on as well. Tree still trying to get through for these Porsches after missing race one. Kevin has stomped his way through the S's and on the way out has found himself up front. Weeks has dragged himself along for the ride as well, so he just gets himself past Captain Pugwash and that final hairpin. Past a lot of drivers through there, all the way on the outside, looking for a way through. Sitting 7th though. And Kevin starting to open up a little bit of a gap then. Captain Pugwash after the second penalty, minus Alani. Getting past him pretty quickly, thank you very much. There's one let the top two disappear too far away, leaves that slipstream. Cork in the bottle at the minute as they come into these S's. From into 6th, Dillon 7th on those hard tyres. Pilgrim in 8th. Obi in 9th. Hopefully we can keep that thing pointing in the right direction for the majority of this race, all of this race in fact. Sturban 2nd on the drivers on that hard tyre. So it's minus Alani that's the first driver on that hard tyre. Apologies. Tyres squealing all over the place. He's spinning it off track though. That's like 12th. Vic in 13th. Tree has got somebody to race. Tyre Slade, Nick Vic and Tree. And I've got a little ding dong down here, close enough to go 3 wide as they come into this hairpin at the bottom of the hill. Little look at Tyre Slayer. Tree just holds his line as he goes through there. It does make up that position. Tyre Slayer carries a lot of speed on the way out. It's all 4 wheels off the circuit through there. Just like that penalty though. Just to get that position back on the run down the start finish straight. Nick Vic peels over to the racing line now. Get himself back up to the front in a second. Sides are coming to turn 1. Nick Vic still holds the inside line. Tyre Slayer not able to go for the switch back to the inside quite. And a little look right back up front. Race leader now with a half a second penalty with Mocking Weeks less than half a second back. 1.5 minutes into race 2 here. Mocking just dips a wing into the wall, slows him down a little bit. Boyd's taking all 4 wheels off that curve through there as well. Okay, onto this long back straight. Everyone seems to pick up a few penalties through there. 27 of the second back. Mocking Weeks will take the lead. By how much? By the time they hit the hairpin. It's over half a second he loses. There's the 0.7 obviously, probably 3.8, 0.9 total, almost a second you lose in total, to be honest. Never quite worked out truly correctly. But now Mockowitz has got to defend down this long start-finish straight, even into this last left-hander. Drivers will be looking to carry as much speed out of there as possible. Mockin to defend, Kevin to attack, coming into turn 1. Over to the defensive line, Kevin peels back over, it's side by side with Mockin coming into turn 1. A little bit sideways through there for Kevin. He needs to get himself back in front, into the S's they go again then. Big time over everybody else. Gigi Posca in third, 3.5 seconds back. Wash in fourth, Dylan up into fifth, and that hard tyre got past Midas Alani also on that hard tyre. Sturpan has weaved his way through on that hard tyre as well. These three taking first, second, third in race 1. So you have to have their hard tyre on for race 2. Everybody else is on mediums. Manos as well into 8th. Rovers country number through. Pilgrim in 9th. Obi in 10th. Big landed the line through there for you. To 11th, Don 12th, Tree in 13th, Slayer a little bit of a way back now as well himself, 9.5 seconds in 14th. Kevin finding his way back into the lead, even after losing that penalty, even after regaining that position off of Mockowitz, he now gets a 1.1 second lead, 1.2 second lead over Mockin. Down onto the start and finish straight again then. To start lap 6. Battles going on, the hard tyre, medium tyre combo, keeping a few of these drivers pretty close together. And Midas first and third in race 1. Manos has made his way past Sturpan. Again, medium tyre versus hard tyre battle there. Just bolts himself almost onto the back end of these two, 0.7 of a second back. Oh, is that Manos? Yes. Manos driving around the outside of Sturpan. Just trying to squeal as they come through there. He chased down a teammate Midas Alani. All on the same bit of circuit, really. Except poor old tyre Slayer just hits that back straight with Kevin and Mockowitz hitting the hairpin at the other end. Ginge then in third, doing alright, 3 seconds behind first and second. He's got a full second over Captain Pugwash behind him. Behind that we have got P1 Dylan. Well, it's GT7 Dylan now, it's not a P1 Dylan. And that hard tyre, but making them work. That's a little look up the inside of Captain Pugwash through there, but that time not going to make that easy. Pugwash on the mediums, Dylan on the hard tyre, so less grippy. Alani also on that hard tyre. Manos with a half a second penalty. So in that chase for Countryman in front, he pushed it a little bit too hard. There is Sturpan being harassed by Nick Vick at the minute. P1 Don got worries of his own. Pilgrim and an Obi-Wan right behind him. Not too far off of those boys either, just 1.6 seconds at the minute. Yeah, they continue to battle in front. Penalties to be lost as well here from Pilgrim, sorry, from Don. Bring Tree right back into it. I see Obi-Wan and Pilgrim get their way past Don with that penalty. There you go, Don slotting himself back in. That's going to give Tree a little look, picking up a slipstream here if he can get out of this corner cleanly enough. There you go, he has managed to pick up a slipstream, so that will help him pull himself back towards those three in front. Tyre Slayer unfortunately falls a little bit further back, holds a penalty as well. Penalty, I don't think that's a penalty through there, I'm not too sure. Turn one then, got away with that one, 1.2 seconds over Mocky Weeks. Doing everything he can to try and bring that time down, regain that top spot, but with the mistakes must have cost him a tenth or two. P1RCs finds himself with half a second penalty now as well. We'll bring Captain Pugwash a little bit closer. Still a gap between him and Dylan behind though, 2 seconds. Oh, there was a Manos getting those medium tyres fully lit up through there. Porsche absolutely let it go. Made no damage, didn't slam into any walls. Well done, Manos, controlled it well. Unfortunate, again, was doing alright earlier. Maybe just got the rage from race one. Who knows, Tyre Slayer going to lose his penalty through there. Kevin still extends in front then. Mocky Weeks hasn't got anything he can put down. He's found himself with a half a second penalty here as well. That's an even bigger dent in his campaign to chase down first. Ginger Pasta lost his penalty, he still holds a second between him and Captain Pugwash. Captain Pugwash is being closed up by though Dylan on those hard tyres. Then into 6th, but found himself with a penalty. He got a mirror full of drivers as well. Midas Alani, Pilgrim, and is that Nick Vick? It is. Could be on full position here then to go onto that long back straight. Catch back up to Obi. He looks like they're battling a little bit too much at the minute. Where are they? 0.7 of a second behind Obi, who is battling. Might just hold on to this position here, Obi. It's another half a second penalty for running it a little bit wide through there. He's got a second over Midas Alani. This battle happening behind. Got Pilgrim and Captain Pugwash going for it. Sorry, Nick Vick. I say Captain Pugwash, it's in yellow. All closed back up on Obi here then. So almost at the 15-minute mark. Run through the order. Kevin up front, 2.9 seconds. Mocky Weeks uses that penalty. Holding second position. Ginger Pasta in third. Captain Pugwash not in fourth. He was in fourth, but Dylan's just snuck one up the inside through turn one. So Dylan fourth then. Captain Pugwash in fifth. Obi in sixth. Hold on. Midas Alani seventh. Pilgrim in eighth. Nick Vick in 10th. Don in 11th. Dom in 10th. Why do I miss out numbers? Sturpan in 11th. Tree in 12th. Got Tyre Slayer in 13th. And Manos, after that great big Driftertron, coming out of one of these S's, put himself on the back of the pack. 4.5 minutes left on the race timer then. Kevin, plenty of time between himself and Mocky Weeks now. It's going to be a crash that changes that, I think. Kevin not putting a foot wrong at the minute on those not really worn mediums. Dylan close it on Ginger possibly. We've got 4 minutes. 1.4 seconds back. Ginger Poster on a decent set of medium tyres. Dylan, we'll see what he can do from the back of the field. Stakes aside from everybody else. He's on that hard tyre, he's in fourth, only 10 seconds behind race leader. Now only 1.3 seconds behind Ginger Imposter. He's got 2 laps. He's going to have to drive the life out of those hard tyres through the S's to try and keep up with Ginger Imposter. The back end of that thing going sideways when he sticks the brakes on, coming into the hairpin at the bottom of the hill on the back straight. And he's got to do that twice without pinning it. Just try and get that position off of Ginger Imposter, I think. Let's get ourselves on with a Ginge. That's not a good view, is it? Just looking at a spoiler. And there is Dylan, still 1.3. Oh, just stretches to 1.4. That grows a little bit through there as well. Let's come back down onto this long back straight though. No slipstream for Dylan at the minute. 2.5 minutes remaining. I see 2 more laps after this one. Great hairpin by Dylan. Within a few tenths on Ginger Imposter. Cut down to just over 1.2. Falls below 1.2. Towards turn 1 ready. Probably going to get him below that slipstream range, under braking into turn 1. It will be hard on the anchors through here. Imposter, which should back to with Dylan. So bumper cam then with Dylan chasing down Ginger Imposter in front. That gap's still at 1.2 seconds through these S's. So Dylan just having to take a little bit of extra care through here with those hards, not able to carry as much speed through. That opens up again then to 1.3 seconds through these S's. Again, Dylan just having to creep his way through a couple of those corners. It's the penalty corner right there. You can see how much runoff they've got. Easy to get carried away and use it. That's still at 1.3. We'll come back to that one because we're going to see another lap. Kevin still holding 3.9 seconds over Mocky, and he's not managed to disappear. That gap stayed pretty much stable for the last lap or so. Ginger Imposter though 6.2 seconds behind those two. Still got that Dylan closing up 1.1 seconds behind him. This will become the final lap then when they cross the line. There's 30 seconds left on the race timer. Wash in 5th, no penalties on him at the minute. Obi-Wan 6, no penalties on him at the minute either. Midas Alani under pressure. Pilgrim's right behind him coming towards turn 1. Looks to get back to the inside through there, not quite able to make that one work. Right behind Midas Alani again though on this last lap. Should be able to get past him on the back straight if he could stay there. Nick Vick in 9th, then Don in 10th. Sturpak in 11th. Tyre Slayer 12th. Tree in 13th. And Manos 14th. 22 seconds down, unfortunately. So, yeah, not a great night for Manos, unfortunately. Tagged in race 1 and spun around himself in race 2. There he goes, taking the first of the positions then. 14th for him, but yeah, he won't be happy with that. He won't be happy with either of those tonight. Kevin just stretching open that door a little bit more, stretches it to 4 seconds. Again, final lap, so it's pretty much in the bag for him. Good effort by Mocking Weeks. So just again, Kevin not putting a foot wrong. Mocking Weeks just having tiny little mistakes here and there. And it's cost him. Kevin taking the win then in race 2. Mocking Weeks coming home in second. Jim Costa holding on to that third position. Dylan all over the back end as they come up to the line. 0.4 of a second he got that time down to on that hard tyre as well. Wash holding 5th then, correct number. Obi-Wan 6, Miles Solani 7th, Pilgrim pretty much next to him as they cross the line. 8th for him though. Nick Vick coming home in 9th position, Dom taking 10th, Sturpan taking 11th. Tyre Slayer coming up to the line for 12th. Will he take 12? Yes, he will. Holding a penalty coming across the line can change the results. Tree taking 13th. And we did see Manos taking that 14th position. So there is Kevin on the top spot for race 2 then. And there we go. Round 2 of the Cayman Cup. Done and dusted. Again, it's a tricky course early on in that race through those S's. There's bound to be tags and bangs and bumper knocks and stuff like that. And, you know, a couple of people have come off worse. We've seen, you know, was it Mocking Weeks and Tyre Slayer had to coming together. They ended up at the back of the pack in race 1. You know, it's just the nature of that track, unfortunately. But Manos not having a great night through there on either race, unfortunately. But there we go. Dylan taking race 1 win, Kevin taking race 2 win. We'll see what that does on points next week. So that's it from me tonight. This obviously will return same time, same place next week. I am actually back tomorrow night at 9 o'clock for round 2 of the GTTCC, so the Gran Turismo Touring Car Championship. And then Saturday night at 8 o'clock for another round of the Ringcaf. And then the first round of the new Civic League with the P1 boys on Sunday night at 9 o'clock. So that's what we've got coming up. Tomorrow at 9 o'clock for the GTTCC. We've got Saturday night, 8 o'clock for the Ringcaf, 9 o'clock Sunday night for the new Civics League, and then same time, same place, 9 o'clock next Thursday for round 3 of this. That in the top corner. P1 Cayman Cup. But yeah, that's going to be it from me, people. I hope you've liked what you watched. If you have, like, comment, subscribe, all the usual nonsense. But most of all, what I want you to do is tell your mates and tell your mums. My name's Dark Smoker. I'm out of here.